Grief Opened the Door to Heaven, Chapter 9, A Sweet Smell of Roses, by Kim Droptiny. Joy is the serious business of heaven. C.S. Lewis. Background story. One cold wintry day, 8 years before the passing of my son, I was cruising down the Oregon Coast Highway on my way back to Portland from a weekend getaway. I was singing praise songs to Jesus when the Holy Spirit seemed to part the heavens and give me a peek into the hereafter. What unfolded before me was my home in heaven where I will live for eternity. What I first saw was a beach with brilliant foamy ocean waves rolling onto the white sand. Then I saw a dock stretching from the ocean across the sand and over a delightful pond that had the most vivid orange and red flowers popping up out of the water. The pond and dock went right up to the doorway of a quaint cottage that I knew intuitively was the mansion Jesus was preparing for me. John 14:2. The cottage was not at all what you might suppose a heavenly mansion to look like because it was so small. But to me it looked like the home of my dreams. The oak front door was curved at the top and looked centuries old. There was an abundance of vines and ivy climbing up the walls of the cottage, while the beveled glass windows sparkled in the bright sunlight. At the time, I did not see the inside of the house, but I was shown that there is a water park beyond the cottage, replete with slides and pools. My spirit soared, for I love water parks. I was amazed, and all my soul wanted to do was praise my Jesus for giving me a glimpse of the hereafter. That vision never diminished with time. Now, fast forward 8 years and a few weeks after Gabe had passed. Every awakening brought deep sadness and the renewed reality that my son was no longer on this earth. As I lay on my pillow with soft tears trickling down, I suddenly smelled a strong fragrance of roses. I turned my face upward to sniff again and see if I had been imagining the smell, but there it was again, unmistakable. Then suddenly I heard Gabe say, "Mom, what are your favorite color roses?" I pondered my answer and replied, "Well, I really love yellow roses and peach-colored ones with tinges of red and pink roses. Oh, and white ones too." Then I saw Gabe putting roses in those colors all over my cottage mansion, the identical one I had seen in 2005, only this time I was taken inside the house. I saw Gabe walk into a room with shelves full of books, and he placed pink roses on a polished mahogany desk. Then he placed a vase with yellow roses in another room. And then, just like that, we were in my upstairs bedroom, all decorated in white. I instantly thought, "Oh, I hope he puts white roses in here." He did. He put an ornate glass vase filled with dozens of long stem roses on a mahogany table next to the bed. A large window on the other side of the bed looked out over the backyard. I had an idea to build you a slide from your bedroom window straight down to the garden, so that when you wake up in the morning, you can slide right into your pool. Would you like that? Gabe asked me. "Oh, yes," said I. The vision faded, and Gabe was gone. While it was happening, I never thought to question if it was real or not. It just was, and I believe it was a gift from the Lord to me. It was the very same mansion that I had seen all those years before. I wept with awe that my son was helping Jesus prepare my home for me. A few weeks later, I walked slowly to the Starbucks at Alexanderplatz, where I was heading to meet a former girlfriend of Gabe's. Janet had said that she really wanted to talk to me, and I went rather reluctantly because Gabe had so many ex-girlfriends, all now claiming to be the one who loved him most. I walked into the cafe, and there she sat, such a beautiful girl. She handed me a huge bouquet of red roses, and I was touched. We ordered our coffees, and then she proceeded to described to me a vision she had seen of Gabe a year before. In her gentle voice, she said, "I saw Gabe standing on a dock. There was the ocean behind him, and he was standing with his arms outstretched, looking at something. And then I saw a baby boy, maybe about 2 years old, walking towards him. Gabe had the biggest smile on his face as the baby approached him." While Janet was speaking, I felt goosebumps on my arm. Had I actually heard her say dock and ocean? When she finished describing her vision, I exclaimed, "I can't believe this. You just described the area around my mansion in heaven. Many years ago, the Lord gave me a vision of my heavenly home, and it included the ocean and a dock." We looked at each other in amazement, and then she said, "Well, I told Gabe that he was going to have a baby, and he told me it wasn't going to happen because he wasn't married. And look, now he has a son." Afterwards, I wondered why she saw Gabe's son in heaven with him. Or was it his son? In due time, I would find out the meaning of her vision, which I tell in a later chapter. But for the time being, it was great confirmation to me that the vision of the roses was not just a figment of my imagination. End of chapter 8. Thank you for listening. God bless you.